we're going into the wild card weekend, baby. And out of the 6 wild card games, there's only going to be 3 that are worth watching, in my opinion. So we'll get it
3.
We'll get it kicked off with one of the ones that are going to be worth watching. We got the Cleveland Browns, the team that has been irrelevant for years, the team that has gone through 4 quarterbacks and miraculously landed with Joe Flacco, a man that you would think to never hear his name in the National Football League again, a man who is sitting on his couch to begin the year, leading the Cleveland Browns into Houston, Texas, to take on the Houston Texans by the rookie-led quarterback C.J. Stroud. Who do you got?
So, this was a game earlier this season. This was a game, but it was a game C.J. Stroud did not play. So,
did Joe Flacco play?
Yeah. No, Joe Flacco.
Okay.
Yeah, he was flaming that game. He was throwing dots everywhere. I think he did throw a pick.
Ooh.
Yeah, no. I watched that game, though. It was around Christmas time. The Browns won that game pretty handedly, but like I said, there was no C.J. Stroud. But the Browns' defense is just too good, man. I'm going with the Browns.
You're going with the Browns?
I am.
I tell you what, at the sake of being different, I'm going to go with the rookie sensation, C.J. Stroud, for his first career playoff win. I'm going with the Texans.
Okay. I'm going to be curious to see how many of these we have different.
Moving on into the next game, this is one of them games that I personally don't think will be worth watching, and I'm pretty sure we both picked the same team on this one. We got the Tua Tagovailoa-led Miami Dolphins, the team that cannot beat teams with a winning record unless they play the Dallas Cowboys, coming in to Arrowhead Stadium with 15-degree weather to take on the receiverless Kansas City Chiefs. Who do you got?
Yeah, I'm going with the Chiefs.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, they don't need a receiver.
Yeah, they have a winning record, so it's a guaranteed dub for them.
Yeah, and Patrick Mahomes, I hope too.
Yeah. Pat is. I've seen a lot of people talking shit about Patrick Mahomes. I'm not a big Patrick Mahomes fan or anything. I don't hate the guy or anything. It's just I get jealous, or I used to get really mad when people would be like, "He's the best QB in the league," and I'm like, "Aaron Rodgers is still in the league. Thank you very much." But yeah. Anyways, moving on, and this might be biased, to possibly the best and most anticipated, I feel like, game of the weekend. The Jordan Love.
Wait. The Steelers Bills game is before this.
Are you sure?
Yes, it's at noon Sunday.
How sure are you on a scale of 1 to 10?
100% certain.
Okay, well, you're right. So, moving on to a game that nobody's going to care about, we got the Mason Rudolph / Kenny Pickett led Steelers. Who cares? Don't know why they're in the playoffs.
No one wants the Steelers in the playoffs. Bills, fucking save us from another week of having to watch the Steelers play boring ass football, please. Thank you.
Yep, going with the Bills. Josh Allen, I hope you throw 5 touchdowns. Now, backtracking just a little bit, we got the Jordan Love rally-and-led Green Bay Packers versus Dem Boys, a team that is irrelevant in the playoffs, a team that is 0-4 against the Green Bay Packers. You could call this a second home game for Green Bay because AT&T Stadium is owned by the Packers. It's the Packers versus the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, man.
Who you got?
Oh, man. For the sake of being different, I think the Packers can definitely win this game. I'm going with the Cowboys, though.
Hey, fair enough. I love the underdog mentality going into this one. Let's just say a lot of people didn't expect the 2016 Packers to go on the road and beat the Dallas Cowboys in the divisional round. But Jared Cook, Aaron Rodgers, and Mason Crosby would have a couple words to say about that. So moving on to the last interesting game of the weekend, I feel like, will be the Matthew Stafford-led Rams. The former Super Bowl champion Rams coming back. I say Rams coming back. Stafford coming back to Ford Field to play the Jared Goff-led Lions. These are teams that swapped quarterbacks and have had equal success in different ways. The Lions, they're the number 2 seed in the playoffs. Congratulations, Lions.
Number 3.
The Rams, number 3. I'm sorry. No, the Rams, they won a Super Bowl a couple years ago. You know, these teams have had equal success with this quarterback swap.
Right.
Rams, Lions. Who you got?
Man, I really want the Lions to win this game. I think the Lions are even probably the better team, but I think the Rams, at least Sean McVay in the playoffs, Matthew Stafford in the playoffs. Well, not even Matthew Stafford in the playoffs. Mostly just Sean McVay coaching in the playoffs. He has more experience. So I'm going with the Rams.
I'm going to go with the Rams too, because I think Dan Campbell can be a little too aggressive, and it's going to screw the Lions over.
Yeah, again,
Dan Campbell.
I'm afraid his way of coaching, just against a coach like Sean McVay, is going to come back to bite him.
Well, you slip up once against Sean McVay, and that's basically it. You know?
Yeah, exactly. He's a great coach.
Yeah. Dan Campbell's the type of guy, it'll be 4th and 44 on your own 2-yard line, and he'll be like, we're going to fake punt. And it's like, Dan, our punter's 107 years old. It'd be like,
exactly. No one will ever expect it.
No one will expect that shit. Oh. And then the last game of the weekend, the Feagles, the fake Eagles, the fraud Eagles, the team that I said would not be as good as they were last year. And I feel like a lot of people didn't believe. Oh my goodness. My cats don't like it when I talk bad about the Eagles like that. Good grief. We got the Feagles, anyways, the fake Eagles, the bad Eagles. The Eagles aren't as good as they were last year. I called it from the beginning. Taking on the Baker Mayfield-led Buccaneers. I have nothing to say about the Buccaneers other than congratulations on winning your trash division.
I don't know who cares about this game. I'm going with the Feagles, though.
I'm going to go with the Bucs, just because I think it'll be funny if they do win.
I mean, the Eagles have only won like one of their past 6 or 7 games or whatever it is.
Yeah. By the way, here's a statistic for you. Jalen Hurts has 15 rushing touchdowns. 12 of them came from the 1-yard line. So if the Buccaneers can just stop the tush push, which they have a high success rate, but teams have kind of figured out how to kind of combat it a little bit. The Eagles, if the Bucs figure out how to stop the tush push, they'll be okay. Really. No offense to any. There's some Eagle players that I like. I like Devontae Smith.
I kind of feel like this game's going to be low scoring and boring.
I 100% would agree with you. But the Eagles defense, is there a defense? The Eagles offense, is there an offense anymore? You could say the same thing about the Buccaneers, but Baker's at least more consistent than Jalen Hurts is this year. I think Jalen Hurts has some injuries, but I don't know. For Super Wildcard weekend, would you like to call? What do you think game of the weekend's going to be?
Game of the.
You can classify this by highest scoring, most anticipated, however you want.
What I hope is game of the week, and I think has the potential to be game of the week, is Rams versus Lions.
That's a good one. I could see that.
Definitely my most anticipated game of the week. Also, really, I'm looking forward to Browns versus Texans, but I'm going to be at work during that game, so that sucks for me.
Does suck for you. In my opinion, at least for half of America, half of the half being Cowboys fans, and then the other half being people who just like the Packers, and then the other half of that being people who just hate the Cowboys. I think the most anticipated game will be Packers Cowboys, for me at least. We will determine what the best game of the weekend, I guess, will be next week.